Take the plunge. Don't you doubt.
As far as I'm concerned, music is music. I don't look at it as rock, R&B, all that kind of stuff. I just look at it as music, you know. But I feel sorry for anybody who only listens to one form of music.
Unsigned, you're listening to the Freeza Block Show. Local, milehigh.underground.com. Unsigned, local artists, unsigned artists. Music you may have never heard before. Music you'll want to hear again. All right here on the Freeza Block Show.
Welcome in. It is the Freeza Block Show, milehigh.underground.com. So very happy to have everybody listening in and alongside. Really good show we have planned today. Jonathan S. from the Lollygags in the studio. Jonathan, we are so very happy to have you on in here, man. Yes, indeed, man. Hey, go ahead and pull up one of these. Actually, pull up that mic over there. I think that'll work for you.
There we go.
Jonathan, how's it going, man?
It's
Good
going
stuff?
great, man. Good to be down here. Had to drive all the way out from Lone Tree in this snow today. Crazy.
Yeah.
Not going to stop me from being in the Freeza Block.
Thank you, man. And thanks a lot again for coming on in. I know you had to brave the storm coming all the way from the east side. And, you know, I can't believe, you know, some of this weather. It was 60 degrees yesterday and then, or the other day, and then bam, like 4 days of cold weather.
Largest temperature drop in Colorado history, they're saying.
And that's really
72 degrees in 40 hours. That's intense.
That is pretty tripped out, man.
Yeah.
That's thank goodness, man. But we are here in Colorado. It is the Freeza Block Show, and we are with Jonathan from the Lollygags. And before we kind of get into it, you know, some of the folks that have never heard of the Lollygags before love the name. They probably love the name and are tuning in right now just because they're like, what? So kind of break it down a little bit for us. What kind of music that the Lollygags in your mind kind of play? You know, everything's, you know.
We kind of use the term power pop gets thrown around. Got it, you know, pop music with some got some real crunch to it,
some oomph
to it. But you know, just kind of those good kind of poppy tunes, guitar, bass, and drums. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. But also, not, you know, you can hear some influences or some similarities. I've got the Dinosaur Jr. thing, the Husker Du, the Smithereens, but I don't think it's trying to be too derivative or anything. We're just trying to put out good songs, have a good time, you know.
Yeah,
not take ourselves too seriously.
Exactly, and I noticed that. I saw you guys a few weeks ago. I can't remember who you guys were opening for that
Was
night.
it the High Dive?
It was a High Dive.
Yes, with Cyanidals.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Cyanidals, and really cool stuff. Great show, man. You guys really, you know, knocked it right on out, man.
Thank you.
You know, I wish there would have been more people there, but you know, a cold Thursday night, sometimes there's just not a lot of folks there.
That's how it. What is it?
But
cold
you know,
Thursdays.
How long have you guys been a band as the Lollygags? And kind of give us the little bit of the history, if you will. You know, since
you are
the main Lollygag.
I'm the main lollygagger in chief here. We actually have some history now. So the Lollygags goes back. The name, the first time I started working as a band under the name the Lollygags, that goes back to late 2011. Kind of got together with an old high school acquaintance of mine, and you know, I guess the name kind of came out of that. You know, I was living with my folks, underemployed, just wanted to start a band, hanging out, you know, so fit there. But started performing that around 2011. But over the years, you know, how some bands operate like U2, where it's like 4 guys, and if you lose one of them, no, it's just not going to work. Yeah, it's not the Lollygags.
That's not your deal.
That's not how it's worked. We've been a little bit more like The Cure.
Awesome. Hey, let me interrupt for 1 second there. You know, for the regular listeners, they know. Go ahead and break it on out. That bell. It means also, in addition to making a good point, it also means a hit or a shot. It doesn't necessarily have to be weed or alcohol, but just a little bit of something to get you right on through the interview and maybe the rest of the day. So there you go.
Whip it or
folks
something,
at home, you owe us too, man. Yeah, whip it, whatever you want, man. Whatever you want. Yeah, indeed. And I'm sorry, Jonathan, it is only for the folks playing at home.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. So you owe us 3, folks. And anyway, we'll keep on going. You were talking about the name Lollygags, kind of, a little bit of an unemployed, kind of a little slacker bit, kind of deal.
Was
it? I don't mean to call you a slacker.
No, I wear it like a badge.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy being I mean, kind of, was that your deal back then? You know what I'm saying? Or were you like kind of a little bit more motivated and it just wasn't happening?
That was kind of the deal too. Tried doing the real job thing for a while back then. It just wasn't happening for me. And all I'd really wanted to do is just start up a band. And I had all these tunes sitting around, so that's what I wanted to get out. I've gotten a little better with the slackerdom, or shall I say, I've toned down the slackerdom over the years. That was over 6 years ago now.
Oh yeah.
Wow, we've been around a while.
You got to give yourself some time to party and enjoy life.
Oh
man.
my God,
I mean,
we did that.
I'm not giving you a hard time about it, man.
Oh,
believe me, if I could slack my way through life, I think I kind of am. But anyways,
I do. I have since then joined the career world, the professional world.
Yeah,
hope I didn't shatter any illusions here.
Yeah, that's.
That guy. Oh man, thought he was the real deal.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes, man. We all have to make our money, but we're not here to talk about that part of your life. We are here to talk about the Lollygags.
That's
indeed.
Right.
Again, is Jonathan from the Lollygags. And Jonathan, what kind of instrument do you play? What role do you play with the Lollygags?
So as far as the instrument role, I play guitar and I sing. I write the songs. Most of the songs, we have a new songwriter in the band, but write the songs, lyrics. I do that. Lately, I've been finally learning some piano and keys. Find it a little late to that party. We're doing that, but mostly guitar, lead guitar. We had two guitar players for a while. Hi, JT, how are you? But now we're just back to a 3-piece for a little bit. As I was saying, the Lollygags have kind of evolved wise, changed members and stuff. And, not that there haven't been great players. We've had a lot of good memories, put out some good stuff, still talk to some people who are in the band. But I really feel we've always kind of traded up a little bit. It's always chemistry's gotten better. We've gotten tighter, and as the band's kind of moved forward too with that. So that's just kind of been the nature. I like to say it's like a reverse version of one of those state fair bands. You know how like what I'm talking about? Like Toto would come to town and it turns out it's just the guitar player or something, and it's just like it's just some schlubs. We kind of got the schlubs started on us, and then we've kind of got up to the superstars.
Well,
so
hey, that's
reverse
what
state fair.
That's how we do it. It's Jonathan S. from the Lollygags. Indeed. We'll get back to that name. We kind of brushed over it a little bit, but I want to play some music. I want to play something. I'm going to go ahead and let you pick the first pick. You sent a lot of songs for us. So.
Yeah. Oh man. First one to hear today. Let's just do the first one off the latest EP. Let's hear It's Up to Me.
All right, It's Up to Me. It is the Lollygags. We have Jonathan. He braved the snowstorm, and hey, right here, Mile High Underground. The Freeza Block. Let's go, baby.
There's a lot to decide. It's up to me. Fight or hide. It's up to me. Sky or ground. It's up to me. Do I leave or stick around? It's up to me, and I'm aware when all I'm told is what I want to hear. Through all the insult, through all the advice, it's up to me how I use my choice. There's a lot to decide. It's up to me. Shame or pride. It's up to me before it's too late. It's up to me. Choose to forgive or continue to hate. When I've had enough, it's up to me. Who or what I'm gonna be. No matter who I make proud. A minute for me and I'm allowed. It's all part of the give and take. The right choice is the hardest to make. It's all part of the give and take. Yeah, the way it's gonna be, it's up to me. It's all part of the give and take. The right choice is the hardest to make. It's all part of the give and take. Yeah, the way it's gonna be is up to me. Yeah, the way it's gonna be, it's up to me. Yeah, the way it's gonna be is up to me. Yeah, how it's gonna be, it's up to me.
The audience indeed, they love it. They absolutely love it. They're eating it right up. And hey, folks, if you want to see the Lollygags live, check them out. Bar downtown. They're going to be there March 2nd. Zodiac, Colorado Springs, the very next night. So all you folks down there in the Colorado Springs area, come and check them out. And on St. Patrick's Day, this is a big show, man.
I can't wait.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about it, man.
We are going to be playing at the Historic Oriental Theater, opening up for Cowboy Mouth. That was a band.
Woo!
Yeah, some of you know who Cowboy Mouth is.
Some of you do.
Yeah, if not, check them out, and you might be, oh yeah, those guys.
And shouts out to Scott Happel, who runs that place down there. All the folks at the Oriental, man. Make sure that when you're down there, give them a big tip, and make sure to line the shots up for these guys, the Lollygags, as they open for Cowboy Mouth, because that's going to be a really good time. You guys are going to be dressing in green, right?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Normally, me personally, I think St. Patty's Day is like the most obnoxious day of the year. I just try to stay in, it's kind of an amateur hour. But when I got a big gig opening for a well-known band, I'm all about it.
There you go, man. Yeah, so I mean, it's like you said, it
yes.
just happened to be on St. Patrick's Day. It's not
Kinda
like you
out that way.
It's not a themed deal or anything like that. Although it could be. You guys could. You probably will wear green because you don't seem like a guy that likes to get pinched.
Now that you bring it up, we might not be wearing green. So
yes, indeed.
Thanks for reminding me there.
It is Jonathan from the Lollygags, and now we brushed up a little bit against the naming, the metamorphosis of the name, and I'm sure you had a bunch of other names.
No, not really.
No,
I was struggling name-wise.
All right, well,
I always loved the word lollygagger. I'd always say I was doing that, so it was kind of one of those, just like, yeah, let's do it. And then okay, kind of works. All right,
and if you check the Google or anything like that, boom, first thing that comes up.
That's us.
That's you guys, man. See, that is what I'm talking about.
That's how we do it.
The Lollygags. It's Jonathan from the Lollygags. Indeed, man. And I like your music, man. It's really good stuff. It's kind of smooth and easy going, but there's a little bit of a hard edge to it as well, man. I know you guys have you have that, I guess, late 90s influence going, like you mentioned a few of the bands. Why do you play the music, the kind of music that you play? I mean, you guys could play some hard rock or some metal or whatever. I mean, you could, but I mean, why do you guys do no, you don't have to.
I think there was a time in my life when I really did listen to more heavier stuff, and you can still hear I think some of the punk rock influences. But you know, I remember trying to think when I was like learning to play guitar, you know, when I was like 16, and I really liked Tool then, but it was just too complex for me, you know. So I think I went too complex for me to learn, shall I say. So I drifted more towards oh, hey, I can learn this this song here, this Green Day song, this Social D song, 3 chords, I know it. But I don't know, just for me, it's just it's that pop sensibility that I like, you know, like it's got that kick to it. It rocks, got an edge, but it's also just, you know, that familiarity.
And it's positive, you know. It's that's what I get a lot out of it. You know, it's kind of uplifting and positive and kind of easygoing, man. You guys don't really delve into too many, you know, hardcore political views or anything. It's just like that,
man.
Is that where you going? Or
yeah, you know, hardcore political mixed with our new satanic influences. We found the devil, and this band has taken it to a new level.
There you go.
Evolution.
Indeed. I'll be seeing you guys at Red Rocks in a year and a half.
That's what you got to do to get there.
Make sure to wrap the babies in the gold leaf. Anyway, we're going to go into another song here. This one is from, well, how many CDs you guys have, or do you have just
2 EPs?
Two
yeah,
EPs.
2 EPs
Okay.
and a couple scattered things out
this
there.
one is one from your first one. It's called Salt Over Your Shoulder.
I know that song.
Yeah, I bet. Do you want to tell anybody what it might mean to you? Or
I always think back, first time I heard that, remember Dumb and Dumber? Way, oh no, okay, that's the first time I ever heard about this tradition was throw some salt over your shoulder.
Oh, right.
And he hit sea bass and he had that whole thing. It's supposed to be something like salt over your shoulder, as in you'll hear me say, quit relying on the salt over your shoulder. Don't rely on good luck or superstitions. You know, make things happen. Go out and do it.
It's all about the hard work.
And you might find yourself on the Freeza Block radio show. That's
right.
That's how it goes.
That's where all that hard work is bringing you, man.
Right here. Right here.
It is Jonathan from the Lollygags. This song is called Salt Over Your Shoulder right here, milehighunderground.com, the Freeza Block Show.
John was a virgin, scraping out the resin, finding it dry as a bone. Tired of losing, trying to get a shoe in, and already stepped out the door. Many things happen from just staring, and then the words much better than way. May have been well left hanging with yourself and playing with broken toys. Forget best intentions, look for new inventions and make a shout for joy. Many things happen from just staring, and the words much better that way. Come and get it. You won't regret it. Now that I said, check it out. Speak the day.
Jonathan from the Lollygags in the studio. That was the Lollygags. Make sure to check them out March 2nd and 3rd. They're going to be at Bar downtown Denver, and then Zodiac, Colorado Springs, the very next day, March 3rd. You guys are busy. Do you guys do a lot of back-to-backs, shows like that? Or
we were just talking about that, actually. This is only the second back-to-back in Lollygags history, but as we're playing out more and we have a goal, kind of a show quota we're trying to hit this year, see that happening a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Especially, it helps, you know, when it's in a different market, going down to Colorado Springs or Fort Collins or something. Little tricky to do in Denver, pending, you know, oversaturate the market, as they say.
Yeah. And that last song, by the way, that was called Salt Over Your Shoulder. Good stuff. And I like that, a little bit harder of an edge, like you were talking about. And then we kind of got talking during the song about, you know, preferences and likes and the way music, you know, some people like or whatever. You know, they try to genre-ize you, if you would, you know, shoebox you. And I was just saying, you know, that's what's cool about you guys is that it doesn't, you know, from one song to the next, you're going to be, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense? I mean, you're free to play whatever you want to play.
That's kind of what we're going for. We're going for a thing that we're not really going for a thing, if you'd say, is, well, you know, it's just the words, it's not too derivative. Like every now and then you'll see a band and you'll be like, oh yeah, they're trying to be Joy Division. Oh yeah,
Exactly.
That's Guns N' Roses fans, you know, the way they look and the way they sound. Us, like, you know, as I said, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's pretty familiar stuff, all good, nothing you necessarily hadn't heard before, but it's not trying to be anyone right off the bat, you know. It's just kind of trying to be the Lollygags, and underneath all that familiarity, or on top of that familiarity, inside that familiarity, put your preposition wherever you want. It's kind of got that kick you were talking about, that Lollygags kind of flavor.
No doubt about it. It is Jonathan S. from the Lollygags. I guess frontman, if you would, lead guitarist.
I like it.
And you also sing as well?
I do sing. I'll give a shout out to Rick Bonus on bass and backup vocals.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say.
I stole your class.
No,
but yes,
good,
I do
man.
sing. All
it's
right,
all good, man. Let's talk about the other members of the band. How you got those guys involved right now, and you know, go ahead, man.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, shout out to Rick Bonus on bass guitar and backup vocals. Rick originally hails from Nova Scotia, Canada, but now he's proud to call Colorado home.
So, shouts out to Nova Scotia.
Woo! Anyone? All right, cool. I bet. Oh man, they're gonna be digging that a lot.
A lot
show's
of dings.
Huge in Nova Scotia.
A lot of dings.
We're working on getting out there, getting out to Nova Scotia. So yeah, Rick took over, and he's become the first Lollygag other than me to contribute a song. Actually, some good stuff.
Were you guys old friends, or did you do Craigslist Willie, or Craigslist? Okay.
The thing was, though, it was in the casual encounters section of Craigslist. That's what made it like, wait a second. But I see you've got a bass there. That's really how it went. So yeah, Craigslist, and man, he's doing great. Like that Rick Bonus. Oh, and there we go. Someone walking by this window, kind of a Today Show.
One of the one of the Lollygag fans, one of the brand new Lollygag fans.
Oh man,
he's going to go home right now and put it right up on his computer and download the music.
Also, got to give some love to Michael Elmer on drums before we move on. Michael's a great guy. Mike, he and I went to high school together, and we tried starting a band then. I remember we just ended up jamming in his mom's basement. Now we have a band. We've come a long way. Way to go, Mike. We've done it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And not an original member. And of course, like you said, you have a rotating carousel of members in the bands. But, hey, shouts out to the current guys that are with you right now. So indeed. And shouts out to the guys guys that were also in the band before you, you know, in the other versions of the band. I'm sure there's no bad blood or anything like that.
No,
I have no idea. I could be opening up a wound.
Brian, Austin, JT, Travis, other Brian. Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
Right, all those guys, indeed, man, and they all made up the Lollygags, and yes, indeed, we have today. Jonathan right here, the Lollygags, man. Wow. Man, you guys have been, well, what's it been, like 4 or 5 years in? Since 2011, right?
2011, late 2011. Our first gig, first show was actually at the High Dive. It was Christmas Eve as part of an Ugly Sweater party. So you could say 2011, and that's kind of when I started jamming with Brian, the first drummer. That's, yeah, so you could say 2011 is kind of when we got that start. But yeah, we've been playing throughout there. Late 2013 and about that same time, 2014, took a year off to kind of to record people I know, kind of restructure the band, pull some life stuff together. But yeah, ever since then, we've been going pretty strong, and each year just brings more good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, well, who does your production work? Is that all you, or you guys take it somewhere, you know, to get the thing mixed and mastered and all, and all
I
that
can't
good
even
stuff?
use GarageBand. It's, it's definitely not me. No, that's a good friend of mine, Todd Dival over at Silo Sound. I know you've had some,
shouts out to
woo,
him.
good job. How you doing, Todd? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know you've had some other Silo Sound bands. So, yeah, Todd is one of the first times I ever went into the studio. Another great engineer in town, a guy named Jamie Hillier. It was Jamie's old place, and Todd was just there hanging out, and kind of, I had no idea what I was doing. He's like, "Oh, here, try this pedal, doing this." I'm like, "Hey, it sounds good," so I'm just gonna follow this guy. But yeah, old friends, and watched his studio evolve. Really good stuff there. It doesn't just record you. I mean, if it sucks, he doesn't want to put out crap, which it'll make you cry, but in the end product, it pays off.
Yeah, well,
builds character.
That's what you pay for.
Exactly.
It might not always be happy and a pretty time, but you know what? You got to face the music.
That's what you got to do. Put out some good music.
Indeed. It's Jonathan from the Lollygags, and wow, have you ever had a time though where you've written a song and you really thought it was really like super passionate and you had put your heart into it, and everybody just kind of was like, "No, dude, this is not going to happen," or they maybe took it in a completely different direction than what you had envisioned? Or do you have more control?
I mean, yeah, but what do you think happened to all the other guys? That's why it's like, sorry, fellas, no, my way or the highway there.
There you go.
But
it's up to me.
That's right. No, personally, I've kind of, usually by the time I bring a song to the table, anyone, it's kind of been workshopped through, everything like that. So kind of worked out the kinks, and I'm a little kind of picky about which ones, so I don't bring so many. There have been times, in songwriting circles or whatever, where gotten some constructive feedback. Some of it good, some of it just I don't care. But that's another reason.
Take the good with the bad, do you not?
Exactly. Something we kind of grew into as being the Lollygags is my songwriting style. I think I write good ones, but I don't really crank them out like some people I know. Some people I know, well, hey, let's name our first EP. Well, shout out there. Didn't know what I was doing. But, I've seen people, they'll crank out that song a day. Some are better than others. Some are all good. Some not good at all. Me, I've just, have pushed myself more I probably could. But I like just kind of hanging out an idea, lollygagging, if you will, on an idea for a while and kind of like letting that grow. And yeah, it can kind of stifle getting new stuff. But then when we do, it's always good songs.
Always good songs, just like the rest of them, right?
That's right. That is a good song.
All right, just like the rest of them. That is one of the songs we're going to play next. It is from the latest one. It is Jonathan from the Lollygags, Freeza Block Show. Enjoy.
Let's keep this fun, let's take it fast. We both know we want to get built to last. I may not get this chance a lot, but you make it so easy, how can I not? fast, let's keep it fun. I don't wanna hurt no one, even though I'm sure I will. I can be all free to marry, fuck, kill. It was always too good to be true. I'm telling you what you already knew. I say lots of things, but none of them lie. Don't start crying, don't act so surprised. Thought you found one of the best of them. Turns out I'm just like the rest of them. That was kind of fun, but it went fast. I was being dumb, but have no regrets. If I didn't move in, you'd wish I had. Call me and tease, you'd still be mad. Why can't we embrace what's short? Try something we haven't before. Were we so wrong to give in? Why must we call it a sin? Thought you found one of the best of them. Turns out I'm just like the rest of them. Thought you found one of the best of them. Turns out I'm just like the rest of them. Ooh, what did you expect? Ooh, when you act so direct. What do you want to hear me say? I find it hard to believe you didn't see it from a mile away. Thought you found one of the best of them. Turns out I'm just like the rest of them. Thought you found one of the best of them. Turns out I'm just like the rest of them. Let's keep this fun, let's take it fast. Let's keep this fun, let's take it fast.
Jonathan S. from the Lollygags right here in the Freeza Block Show, on the Freeza Block Show, man. Great stuff. Make sure to check them out. They're going to be at Bar on March 2nd. That'll be a Friday night. And Zodiac at Colorado Springs the very next night. They're going to be in Colorado Springs at the Zodiac on Saturday night. Yeah, I got to get that right. And don't forget, March 17th, opening for Cowboy Mouth at the Oriental Theater on St. Patrick's Day. Yes, indeed.
Gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be awesome, man.
Gonna be a big one.
I'm excited for you.
Always wanted to play for an audience.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Speaking of playing, you were talking a little bit about you had some goals for this year for the Lollygags, and talking about well, let's talk about one of the goals that you had set for the band.
Other than finding the lost city of El Dorado.
Yeah.
Oh, the other goal. That one. So yeah, just one of the things why I guess one of the disadvantages we've had to kind of like rotating members sometimes is having it as mobile as we like, to play shows as consistently, little blocks here. If we're getting fill-ins, you kind of do it around them. Now that we're kind of just running, going hard, we want to play 25 shows, which to some people, the bands who tour around, that's nothing, but we pretty much keep it in the region, for now.
And folks, I mean, these guys have jobs and stuff, and families and lives, and most of the folks that are out there, that it's. I really do wish it was like, hey man, that's all we do.
No, usually guys, even in like famous bands, it's not all they do nowadays. Everyone's got to have some sort of other hustle. But we're looking to play, trying to play 25 shows this year. which has made things pretty fun, you know, picking up some grid stuff, some big stuff like that cowboy mouth thing. But then, you know, just picking up things where we can, trying to get outside of Denver a little bit because you got to space them out where you play. So picking up the Springs, like we said, over there at the Zodiac, doing Fort Collins, you know, we'll see. Fingers crossed we get to play the FOCO MX again this year. Just booked a place called the Magic Rat up there.
Wow, now that's a cool show.
That sounds pretty neat.
Magic Rat.
I really like playing the suburbs, you know, where we can find like ended up getting a gig in North Glen.
Yeah, no doubt about it,
Woo!
man. Shouts out to my friends up there at Cheers, man. It's hopefully
That's the
you know,
place.
that's the place. There you go, man.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Home of the very, very nice girls.
That's what I
All
hear.
right.
Those North Glen girls.
Yeah, dude. It's the name of your new song, right?
That's right. You know, North Glen girl I tend to be a little friendlier than the hipster girls, man. Us guys don't have the game, you know. We need the
Man. You need a little comfort,
some friendly ones. You know,
some
come talk to us for a
friendly.
change.
A little,
Please. Come on.
a little game, man. A little game indeed. We're talking with Jonathan from the Lollygags, and make sure to check those guys out online. They have a Facebook page that'll take you right to their all their music and all that stuff. You know how to get there from the, and it's spelled just like it says, 2 L's, Lolly, Lolly Gags.
That's us, man. I've seen it. I've seen some people. You'd be amazed. People do some interesting spellings of that.
Yeah, well, you know what? I had to spell check it like several times today as I was posting stuff because it was Lolly. I was not putting the extra L.
Is
in there.
Lollygags in spell checker?
It actually
did it actually
is.
recognizes the word.
Yes,
Wow.
it did. It underlined it when
Okay.
I put 1 L.
Interesting. Whoa, they reckon, and it was with a Y, not an I.
Nope, a Y.
It was with an I.
Yeah.
Cool. Y.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So they recognize that.
See?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow. We
you
made
are-
spell check.
You are
All right.
definitely gaining some traction
There you
there,
go.
sir.
That's some,
Indeed.
free
It is
promo
Jonathan from the Lollygags. Make sure to check them out March 2nd at Bar Zodiac, Colorado Springs, the very next day. Just drive on down Colorado Springs. It's going to be a great
Ride
time.
with us if you want.
That's
Hit us up.
exciting.
We all do a little carpool down there. We were talking about actually going to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo before that show.
Ah, there you go.
Pretty crazy.
It's a good time, man.
Yeah, that's us. We're pretty nuts.
Colorado Springs is beautiful and affordable too.
That's as I hear.
But that's another topic for another show.
Oh yes.
Yes,
That's another
indeed.
podcast.
Awesome stuff, man. So do you guys all travel together, or do you guys just kind of pack everything in in separate cars and head down, or how do you guys get around? You guys
Depends
just-
on accommodations or like what we're all doing. You know, if it's one oh, that reminds me, I got to ask the other band if we can use their drum kit. Thank you. I'll put that in my list. You know, if
Yeah.
we don't have to bring the drum kit, then the three of us can just kind of pile into Rick's wife's SUV and ride up. It's pretty good. Other times it might be like, hey, we want to stay the night there, but one of us wants to drive back, so we'll split it up. You know, try to carpool for the environment and for bonding. So.
Good.
But no, we don't have a van, if that's what you're getting at. No.
Yeah, I was kind of starting
Oh,
to go
man.
there, but no,
No,
it's cool,
not
man.
quite
I like,
there.
well, I like everybody travels differently.
Mhm.
Some folks, do the van. Some folks, they all travel different, in a separate deal or
Yeah.
or whatever, man. But is it you that books the shows, or do you have somebody that helps you out there, or is it like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
Are
pretty much
you
the
like the
booking
one-man
agent,
guy?
too. Yeah, I am the when I'm not playing my guitar and writing and singing songs, I'm the working pretty much as the manager, accountant, HR, caterer, booking agent. But other guys have helped out over the years too. Rick's been very helpful. Mike's always helpful when we need a hand there, like him drawing the sign out front to Mutiny Cafe when we played there in Shock. But yeah, I'll book the shows, and then you know how it works. Other bands will sometimes come to us, be like, "Hey, hop aboard," or every now and then we'll get a shout out from somebody we know or someone reach out to. But yeah, I'm pretty much the one going out there.
Yeah, and that's
Sending
good.
emails,
But,
shaking hands.
best part about it is that you are, like you said, shaking hands, doing a lot of networking and
Mhm.
getting your name out there. You talk, you're going to be doing a lot of shows this year. A lot of talk about doing shows outside of the box, going outside of Colorado,
Oh, yeah.
or are you guys kind of like, is that future plans?
That's a little. That might be 2019. We do want to explore a little bit outside of just Fort Collins, Colorado Springs. Do Pueblo, looking into that a little bit. They got some stuff in Junction. We've hinted before going somewhere like Laramie or Salt Lake City. The thing, and I'm sure other bands have brought this up here, about Denver, that's kind of, I don't know, might be a blessing and a curse, is like, if you lived on the East Coast and you wanted to play other cities, you're talking like an hour, 2 hours between like Philadelphia, Baltimore, DC, New York. You know, you're going here. Us, like, you know, we got to get to another like major city. It's like 8 hours to Kansas City, 8 hours to Albuquerque,
there you go.
8 hours to Salt Lake. So got to be kind of, someone's from Albuquerque.
Shouts out.
Woo!
ABQ in the house.
So, you know, it's kind of really got to be worth our while to go that far. But yeah, we are looking to get outside the region a little more. And like, as you said, shows outside the box. You know, we just did something at Mutiny Cafe. It was a Sunday afternoon. We just put a chalkboard out there, letting the people passing by know that we're playing, and told our friends with kids, because we were playing on a Sunday afternoon. So people usually can't come out for a change. And it was great. Not that I don't love playing, you know, from rowdy drunks and dive bars, but it was like total change of pace. The sun was still out. People were in there shopping. They'd hear a band come to the back. Like,
right.
Ooh, what's going on here? And just kind of
well,
cool,
you know, fortunately for the Mutiny Information Cafe, it's not something that's you know, that's it's not something that's uncommon, I suppose. They have bands there quite a bit.
There's not much that's uncommon there.
Did you set it up outside, or were you guys in the back?
We were in the back there.
Yeah.
Just you know, go through the book stacks, kind of pass everything.
It really is, and that's cool, man. How does one end up getting one of those kind of gigs? They just ask the folks there, hey, man, can we set it up? You show up,
you got to go there. That's
you got to go first.
I know you got to show up. I know a lot of artist types, we have issues with that, but got to be there. You got to talk to Jim Norris. Got to not be a dick. Don't be a dick to him. He probably won't want to help you out if that's the case. And you got to ask him, preferably politely, like, hey, Jim, I kind of want to play here. I got this idea for a thing, you know, and if it resonates, afternoon, you know, then he might pull out his calendar and.
But if you're a dick, he's like, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of my office right now.
That's the thing. You know, it took me like 5 or 6 times trying that before I learned, don't be a dick.
Gotta be cool. Well, you know, you're kind of a hardcore guy, man.
Pretty intense, man.
And this song, I guess, would kind of spell that out. This is called As Hardcore As It Gets. You want to talk to us? Tell us a little bit about anything or the means? Or
you know, it's kind of a song. It's weird because it seems to be on a lot of people's mind. It is kind of a song that seems to be on a lot of people's mind these days. It's kind of about the beginning of the end of the world. Not the end of the world, the beginning of the end of the world, which if that's what we're seeing, that's kind of cool because we get to look back and we know the whole story. You know, we don't have any more, it's going to happen next. Like, you know,
hopefully I'm one of those that they always say, you know, the lucky ones, they went first.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be one of the lucky ones.
All right. Well, this one's for you, buddy.
I'm not quite as hardcore. Right on. It is Lollygags. This one is called As Hardcore As It Gets. Jonathan S. in the studio.
Yeah. Woo.
You told me it was funny the first time. Second time around, it made me wanna cry. For the next 6 weeks, I couldn't feel my head. One foot in the grave, the other one in bed. This generation wants to say that we're gonna be the last. We aren't the last, but we'll be the first to watch it all collapse. So place your bets, don't bother with regrets. Don't worry about paying off your debt. Hold on to your friends and watch it start to end. It's as bad as you never thought it could get. It's as bad as you never thought it could get. Get the gun, grab the kids and run. Whoever thought we'd see this day? If you knew this day would come, you'd given those kids away. They always said that it would happen anywhere but here. Could have thought that we would test the limits of our fear. This the part where a hero saves us, like on the silver screen. Those who thought that they had a savior will now disagree. So place your bets, bother with regrets. Don't worry about paying off your debt. Hold on to your friends and watch it start to end. It's as bad as you never thought it could. Get ready for what you thought would never happen. What they always said was just unfair. There won't be no referee on the playground. Those who hold the power just don't care. So place your bets, don't bother with regrets. Don't worry about paying off your debt. I must commend, it's quite a way to end. It's as bad as you never thought it could get. It's as bad as you never thought it could get. It's as bad as you never thought it could get. It's as bad as you never thought it could get.
Working together as a team, indeed. It is the Lollygags. Jonathan from the Lollygags is right on in here. We are enjoying each other's company and breaking it on down. And I hope the folks out there that are listening and watching enjoy the Lollygags as well. Go and check them out. Lollygags on Facebook, LOLLY Gags on Facebook. It'll take you to anywhere that you want to go to, all their music and
Good launching point.
Yeah, and all that stuff, man. Do you have an actual website?
We do, lollygags.com.
Are you the guy that's putting that together too? Are you a webmaster?
Rick and I kind of manage it together a little bit, So you just update it with little things here or there on the back end. Content management system, as they call it.
Hey, man.
Tech nerds might know that term.
No doubt. And of course, you have some artwork here that you guys have done. And you were telling me a little bit about you guys are in the middle of doing some newer stuff coming up here. Do you do the artwork, or do you kind of do it through a service or something like that?
No, I don't know. No, I was just thinking, man, I just like your house.
I want to see how many feathers you wear.
How many feathers I wear. I could project manage the hell out of some artwork. But no, usually in the past, like this logo right here. This was made by my friend Jeff Goki, who is a former coworker, still friends, but he kind of learned that dude at work was in a band and really took to it, and had some graphic design skills, so helped out with that. And no, that's kind of been something that's been really cool over the years. Is the people like our friend Joseph Moreno, who shot our music video, or people like Jeff, or like the graphic designers or the video editors, people who, you know, they might not be in bands, but they're kind of supporting the scene with that talent, you know. I really like collaborating like that, you know?
Not only your band, but other bands as well.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, just, you know, throwing their hand in there and giving you guys the love and the support that you guys need, man.
Oh, yeah, we need
definitely. Good stuff. And it all kind of flows together, man.
Yes, it does.
Right here. It is Jonathan from the Lollygags. Sorry, I'm brain farting.
That's
here
us.
Last minute, though. Yeah, good stuff, man. And again, they're going to be at Bar on March 2nd and at the Zodiac in Colorado Springs on March 3rd. And then a couple weeks later, on the 17th, on St. Patrick's Day, they're opening for Cowboy Mouth. And they got a lot of good shows. They're going to be at the Oriental, too, that day. So make sure to go to the right place and say hi to my buddy and both of our buddies, Scott Happel.
Laura,
we
Scott,
are all
Barbara,
good friends.
Andy, great people. I actually, I used to work there. I think we used the term work pretty liberally a long time ago.
Yeah.
The parts I remember were a lot of fun.
Awesome stuff, man. I love that, man. The best part about, you know, being in the Lollygags and being in a band and being in Denver is all of the people you know. Right?
Yes.
Indeed.
Sounds like a segue to me.
Yes, indeed, man. I love this song. This is The People I Know from the album. You want to just tell anybody what this song might be about, or is it pretty much self-explanatory?
Just like what you said, I cannot go anywhere without just recognizing someone. I think it probably has a lot to do with being a Denver native, having, you know, dip not fit in many scenes. Just like I cannot go out for a burrito without seeing somebody I went to high school with, or someone I used to work with, or someone you know from a friend through a friend of a friend type things. Sometimes for better or worse. Sometimes you want to say hi. Sometimes you want to cross the street. But yeah, everywhere I go, man, people I know, they're everywhere. It's all about the people I know. Indeed, indeed. Again, it's Jonathan Lollygags. This song is called People I Know. Mile High Underground, Freeza Block Show.
Guy who brings the paper I've known since middle school. Milkman used to slap me, take my money, call me a fool. Yeah, I just saw another failed lover the other day. Why won't all the people I know just go away? Girl there in the corner, don't think I know her, but I do. Yeah, I know all those awful things she used to do, but I don't judge, no, I don't blame. In the other corner, someone's looking at me just the same. Some of them abuses to me, others just abuse my patience and time. Some I know are complete strangers that one day I'll call friends of mine. Each from a chapter that I wrote in another time or another place. Everywhere that I go, I recognize another face. Some of them amuses to me, others just abuse my patience and time. Some right now are complete strangers that one day I'll call friends of mine. Each road chapter that I wrote in another time, another place. Everywhere that I go, I recognize another face.
Great song. People I know, and I'm glad to know Jonathan S. from the Lollygags. Lollygags, check them out. You want to see them play that song, they'll be at Bar March 2nd, Zodiac, Colorado Springs, the very next day, and on 17th and St. Patrick's Day on March 17th is St. Patrick's Day. They're going to be opening for Cowboy Mouth at the Oriental. There should be a lot of folks there, man. And hey, congratulations to you guys for nailing that one on down.
So excited.
Man. No doubt about it. That song kind of had a little bit of a jam band kind of virtuoso to it. I kind of like that, man. And
nice.
you were also telling me during the song that you guys are doing a video for that one, or
not that one. There's a video for another song we're going to play. There are more videos in the future coming up.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's talk a little bit about your jam band issues, and especially that song, because you were telling me a little bit during the song there that sometimes you guys just kind of go off.
We'll just let it off, man. Just go on a jam for it. Sometimes the whole set will just be that song to make that whole thing last. You know,
I could groove to that.
Yeah, man. That's about. No, we like to say we aren't a jam band, but we're a band who likes to jam.
There you
go. There's not from our genre. There's like not too many people who kind of do the jam thing, and there's a bit of a stigma around it. I can see. I can understand why, but it's. Yeah, you know, it's fun to explore that when we have little breakdowns there. Let's make that part last a little while on as hardcore as you get. as hardcore as it gets, which we played earlier, we like do a little like kind of shoegazy jam thing. Not every band, not every song is a jam the way we think of it. Just every couple songs, kind of the way a little bit a band like My Morning Jacket might. We're just not nearly as good as them. Still pretty good though.
And like we established before, the Lollygags play what they want. They love to just jam and they enjoy the music.
We're gonna do what we want.
And I hope you folks enjoy the music indeed. We're gonna say our goodbyes. This song is called Beneath the Floor. They have a video coming out for this.
Oh, it's already out. Check it out on YouTube.
All right, man. Make sure to check it out on YouTube. Check us out next week. We have Megan Burt in the studio.
Quite good.
No doubt about it. Lollygags. We'll see you next week, folks.
Your neighbor is pounding your front door. Hurry up and eat your porridge. You'll be late. Outside is a carriage. They won't wait. Give me 10 more minutes to go back to bed. The most pleasant movie showing in my head. I'm not gonna be something I'm not, only just to get what I don't want. I ain't gonna waste nobody's time. The only time that'll take is mine. An elephant is sitting parlor chair. Don't act like you don't see him. It's okay to scare. No one knows better than I do. Those that tell you others have a clue. Now that I can see there is not a race, across the finish line at my own pace. I ain't gonna waste nobody's time. The only time that'll take is mine. I wanna be the one who takes the road. It's everything that I wish I'd known. Don't need a map, I'm gonna find my way. I'll be looking for the bells to ring. No, I don't wanna know what's beneath the floor. What's beneath the floor? What's beneath the floor? What's beneath the floor? No, I don't wanna know what's beneath the floor. I don't wanna know what's beneath the floor. I don't wanna know what's beneath the floor. I don't wanna know what's beneath the floor.
Bye-bye. We'll see
Bye,
you next
everybody.
week.